So there's been a lot of chatter going on the internet right now about all the brothers who have obtained their passports and they're starting to travel overseas, and they're doing that as part of dating options. And a lot of these guys say, you know what, I wouldn't mind getting married. I'm getting older. I'm tired of being by myself. I don't want to deal with the game playing that goes on in the dating market within the United States with the modern American woman. And notice I say American, I didn't say a race, because you got guys, white guys saying the same thing with they women. You got Asian guys, Hispanic guys. You got all these guys saying the exact same thing. It is a culture problem in America that's going on right now. But this particular woman has an issue with you brothers doing that. Let's review it.
This is to all of the damn single black men out there that keep hollering about they going out of the country to get them a wife. Y'all want me to talk? Y'all baby mama say, y'all better sit y'all ragged ass down because you owe child support. And they don't let y'all get no passports. So it don't look like y'all going nowhere.
Well, men that owe child support, a lot of them aren't travelers for the most part. Most of the men who's traveled, they don't owe child support because they could not travel. And you have to understand, we're going to repeat this again, 51% of black men don't even have children like that. So you're speaking to guys who have children who aren't taking care of their children. I mean, what, is that supposed to be like a threat or something, ma'am? I'm trying to figure that out. And you're insulting the guys. Why? Why are you insulting them? But let's continue.
But so you might want to sit down and be content and do right and find you a black girl right here in this great United States, because they ain't letting y'all ass go nowhere.
Now she's telling y'all to be content. Be content on whatever is thrown at you. Be content with the entitlement that happens in America. Be content with the mouth. Be content with all the game playing. Be content with that, fellas. You be content. Be content when, especially if you don't have children, that you have to get involved with ready-made families already. Be content with that, fellas. How dare you say, you know what? I don't want to put up with that. Now, I'm going to say this, of course, and shout out to the sisters here in America, of course. I'm talking about black women, at least mentions me. And I'll make sure I say this with balance. Shout out to y'all. I told y'all a long time ago, I am on team pick me. That's the term they call them, whatever. I know it's derogatory from a weird group of women, but we talking about the women who are quote unquote pick me's. You have the home field advantage. Okay. Meaning you have more access to these guys than women do overseas. They got to spend a little money to go over there. So what I'm saying is make yourself known, make yourself loud, make yourself proud. Okay. Because some of us say, okay, what about us? I mean, shoot, I'm not like that. I'm not entitled. I don't have no kids. I don't have none of that. I'm looking for somebody. Hey, I'm submissive. I'm this, I'm that. You have the home field advantage. Make yourself known. That way the brothers can get with you. Okay. That's the only thing I would say, but let's stick to topic because we want to, it's something she's saying here that I want to cover a little bit deeper here. Okay.
Did I get it right, ladies? Did I get it right? Okay. That's from y'all baby mamas.
Okay. So now everybody have a baby mama. But let me give you just another aspect of this. I'm seeing some arguments online right now, and then the arguments are very interesting. Of course, you have a woman like this here who feel threatened, because you have to understand the attacks is coming because I feel threatened. They don't want to tell you this. So let me just disseminate what it is. The women that's coming out and saying these things, they feel very threatened, because if that catches on, usually men who's traveling are men who has gainful employment. Men normally middle class and up, right? That's the men that can afford to travel. The dusty dude on the corner can't afford to go nowhere. He just can't. Okay. So they know already you're the guys that actually do better financially. They know this. Now, if this catches on and more guys are doing this, then what's going to happen to them? This is how they thinking, because some of you guys who are making money, some of you have been the guys that come in and do the ready-made family thing. bailing them out their problems, putting up with some of the issues that they got, right? Well, when you say that I'm just not going to put up with it no more because I see there's a better options and better way for me when I go overseas, then that's a problem. So anytime black men have something going good for them, it's always going to be attacked. It's going to be attacked by people in our own community, and it's going to be attacked definitely by white society. But with this situation, it's more so two groups of people that's attacking the brothers right now. Now, outside the women, you know who else is attacking these brothers now, which I'm kind of shocked. I'm very, very shocked. But when I start to think about it, I say, oh, this is why they're doing it. Your dating coaches. Your dating coaches are starting to come out and speak against the brothers traveling, speaking against these brothers obtaining their passports, going to different countries. I thought that's quite strange because the dating coaches was the main ones that was preaching the message about the modern woman and the feminism and all this different. So these men are actually listening to your message and removing themselves from the process completely by going into different societies and different cultures. And you have a problem with that? Shouldn't you be like, okay, good, I'm glad you guys are doing this? But the reason why the dating coaches have a problem with this is because those same men who's traveling are their clients. And when these men are traveling, they're not paying them a dime. They don't need their services in any other country because the dynamic completely changed for these men when they go to other countries. And these dating coaches are worried about the little money that they make, whether it's through social media, whether it's through personal consultations. So let me do the exact same thing that some, not all. Some of the women are doing. Let's attack them. But that's not attacking the way the woman is doing it. Let's call them, oh, you just doing it because you don't got game. Oh, well, you just going out there for, a certain tourism. You know what I'm talking about, which is furthest from the truth. Because you know what, be real talk, it's a bunch of that same tourism right here in the United States. Oh, that girl, she just wanted to get your money and come to America. I can tell you ain't traveled because most people that I've even met never want to come live here. Most people say, I'd rather stay in my country and just have a good life here in my country. I'm not trying to go over there. A lot of people, don't get it twisted. Don't let the media lie to y'all like everybody want to come here. Everybody don't want to come here. I've talked to many people in countries say, I do not want to go to the United States. I'm cool right here. So get up off of that. No, the fact is what these men are experiencing is something the women and even these dating coaches can't give them. Let me run through a few things. Now, I can really break it down in a longer sense, and maybe I could do that if you fellas would like me to break it down in a deeper sense. But the first thing that these fellas get to realize when they travel is they go into different countries with American privilege. Because, yes, American privilege do exist. Prime example, a black American would be treated better in a foreign country than an African would. Yes, that is the truth. Your blue passport holds a lot of weight when you travel. So when you travel, this is the first time in your life that you ever had some privilege. Black men has never experienced privilege a day in their freaking life. White men in America, sure. Black men has never experienced it. So that's the first thing that you experience. Your level and your stock, it raises way up. In this country, everybody against you, calling you dusty, sorry, lazy, whatever. The moment you get out of America, nobody's calling you that. Your stock then went up. Number two, you have the American dollar. The American dollar and the exchange rates are very, very strong. You don't need much money to go to what you would call high-end dinners in the United States will cost you much of nothing in other countries. Number three, rents are cheaper. Homes are cheaper. Food is cheaper. And people not bothering you like they bother you here in the United States of America as a black man. In a lot of other countries, that modern American or Western woman thing, it is not acceptable. Being all the single motherhood is not acceptable in a lot of communities. It's not acceptable. Having a mouth and all that is not acceptable. You more focused on a career listening to another man on the job instead of worrying about your man at home. That's not acceptable. It's not in a lot of communities like that. So some societies have more of a traditional value system. And if this man wants to be traditional, like a lot of these guys have a hard time with being traditional in America because everything is so socialized, so 50-50. Even though I'm a firm believer of being a traditional man and be able to pay all the bills and all of that. But you have to think about it. Most, not all, but I say most modern American women, they want this 50-50 thing. They want you to be traditional, but they want to be modern. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of men say, hell no, if I'm going to be traditional, I might well go somewhere else. You know, when I go to other countries, I can literally eat out 3 times a day if I want to and don't spend anything. That's what me and my wife, we love when we go to different countries, because we go to restaurants all freaking day long. In America, man, you can't do that. Now, if you want to keep some money in your pocket, I mean, sure, I can afford to go to a restaurant every day if I would like, but that's the most dumb thing ever in America. But when you go to other countries with the exchange rate of the American dollar, you could be in a restaurant all the time. You know, I was looking at a restaurant, just to talk about exchange rate. In Colombia, for every $1 American dollar is 4,190 Colombian pesos for every $1 American dollar. So I looked up one of the nice restaurants they had over there, called Restaurante La Provincia. I think that's the name of the restaurant. And I was looking at the prices. Now let's compare for a minute why these guys are going overseas. They can get them, let's say a woman, whatever woman they want to get, they can take them to a nice restaurant like that. When I looked at the conversion rate of a lot of the dishes, we talking about shrimp, we talking about, you know, you like New York steak, all this sort of things. When you're paying $15 US for the food, $15 US, versus if you take a woman out here in America for some of them plates, it's $50, $75, can be up to $100. We go places like Steak 48, Capitol Grill, you know, places like that, if you know what they are. $15. The New York steak, whatever it was, New York strip, whatever it was, the steak, $20. So think about it. He could take a woman to a real nice restaurant, let her eat all the steak and shrimp she want, get her a drink. He can even have the same thing and not even spending $50 to do it. You can't compete with that. You can't compete with it. All you can do is get angry. All you can do is say, you know, oh, they lame, they this and that and the third. No. The fact is they're saving so much money by doing it. There even a lot of white people that's even just leaving America because they're saving money when they get out of here because it's too freaking expensive. So the men can find a cheaper living, and then you got women that's been more in a traditional setting. That man's, let's say if he's making $50,000 a year, if he had figured out a way to make $50,000 and he moved to Colombia, he moved to Brazil, he goes to, let's say, South Africa, you know, Ethiopia, you know, Thailand, wherever he would like to go, right? These some of the guys are going. They would live like kings off of the same job that in America, people say, oh, he ain't making no money. He ain't doing this, he doing that. He didn't went to the top of the food chain. Once a man see I'm at the top of the food chain in another country, ain't nothing y'all could say to bring him down on that. He gonna say, oh, shoot, man, I'm going back. Man, I'm going back this day. I'm going back that day. You know how many dudes I know have met their wives overseas? And then I'm going to tell you one dude who sold it to him real well. Richie Mack from the Zoom to Thailand channel. I think he was very instrumental in selling that to him. Because Richie Mack, the way he do his videos, the way he promotes, he's great at promotion, the way he do things. He sold it to a lot of people. And once they really bid on that, what he was doing with Zoom to Thailand, you see now all these dudes popping up with all these travel channels and talking about going and find wives overseas. You just can't compete with that. And then the brother breaks down, you know, Richie Mack, he breaks down how much things cost. Like I just saw a video with the brother. He had to have a CT scan $500 in Thailand, $6,500 over here in the U.S. You can't compete with that. Once brothers figure that out, ain't nothing y'all gonna say to them, shaming them and all that. That's not gonna work. It's just not gonna work. So, and what I know, hell, that's why I'm, getting myself the way I'm getting it, and figuring my situation out. That way I'll be more overseas, but I'm not telling people the day and time I'm going to do things, but hell, it makes sense. It just makes way too much sense. So all that trying to shame, you dating coaches, the women trying to shame these brothers, it's not going to work. You can't compete with none of it. You just can't. So, yeah, get used to it, because it's not going to stop no time soon. See, Kevin Samuels, and shout out to the late Kevin Samuels, he was the last one that tried to help you. Y'all can say whatever he want to say. He tried to help you. And you had people celebrating that brother's death. And Kevin's gone now. And now it's a new era. The brothers are saying, you know what? If they did, y'all don't realize when some of y'all was celebrating and dancing on Kevin Samuels' grave, some of these brothers saw that and they say, man, hell no. If they did this to Kevin Samuels, celebrating this man's death, man, I don't want nothing to do with it. And that's what some of these brothers are doing. So it's a new era. You got to move with it. You dating coaches, either get with the program or you're going to go out of business. But let me know what you think, brothers, what you think about this situation. Definitely you brothers who are traveling, because I know it's not about to stop no time soon. Because the first time I traveled and just got to see life outside the U.S., I've been hooked ever since.